years ago, Cage Titans was born. Not just as a promotion, a promise to the fighters who needed a stage, and to the fans who deserved a worthy show. Being New England, we saw the need for revolution, and we brought it. Over the years, the world has been forced to stand up and take notice, because something special is happening right here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. And tonight, in front of another sold-out crowd at historic Plymouth Memorial Hall, we celebrate our past, but we also fight for the future. In the main event, one of New England's most electric flyweights, Joey Guns' Joe Poirier, finally gets his shot at gold. But standing in his way, a ruthless battle-tested force in Colorado's Isaiah Torres. A flyweight championship clash in a division that always breeds legends. But first, in the co-main event, it's the fans' main event, as Mr. Cage Titans himself, Johnny Cupcakes Campbell, the heart, soul, and madness of this cage, faces a man just as wild in Orlando, Florida's Joe the Party Penafiel. This one's gonna be insane. And we mention the future because undefeated prospects will take center stage as Jared St. Jean takes on knockout viral king Aaron Hughes in a striker's dream. And making the walk for the first time in Cage Titans history, the Juice, Sahib Jackson, takes on Ukraine's Vadim. But we're not done there, as 2024 Fighter of the Year Ozzie Martin returns to face his biggest challenge yet in Glover Teixeira's protege, Kenyon Moore. 15 years ago, Cage Titans 1 lit the spark. Tonight, new stars rise, new memories are born, and the legend continues. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Welcome to Cage Titans 72. What is going on, guys? How you doing? Red Hot American Nights absolutely was the case this past Saturday night. Cage Titans 72. What a show it was. It delivered on all aspects. We're nice and recovered from the weekend. Usually we take the Monday off and don't do a recap show, but we're so jacked up from the weekend. We said, screw it. Let's get it done. Let's get it done. There's so much to talk about. And so many things to recap. So Andy's in remotely from his home office. I'm here from my home office. We got some fighters calling in. I think we got Richie Santiago calling in. James Lynch is going to be calling in from Canada to talk about his feelings on everything. What do we got? So we got some comments, couple of stunners for sure. So many finishes. All but one fight ended in a finish. Unbelievable. It was such a great night. So honestly, let's bring in Andy. Let's cheers everybody and let's get this show started. Let's rock. Bam.
There we go. What a weekend it was. How you doing, boss?
Wow, man. Listen, man, it's a great weekend. Great fights. It was just too much not to talk about and recap. So after I left the hall today, actually, I was like sitting there. I really wasn't sweeping. I'll give you guys the truth. I really wasn't sweeping. But I was at the hall kind of collecting some last-minute things, getting the trailer out of there with Big Mikey. So I was like, all right, I grabbed the broom because the crew from Memorial Hall was cleaning. So I was like, let me grab the broom, make a quick little promo. Let's get to work.
Aesthetic.
You know?
Just a little aesthetic to promote. Yeah. But, yeah, it was you don't really see cards with that percentage of a finish rate ever. So it was certainly a spectacle in that regard. And some of the finishes were all-time incredible knockouts that we've seen. So, yeah, certainly a lot to talk about. And of those one-round fights, and first round finishes, there were so many momentum shifts in them. It was crazy. We were blessed with 1-round wars. It was an insane night. Cage Titan 72.
Yeah, man. Honestly, like the undercard was insane. As we've always talked about, I don't get a chance to really watch the fights too much because I'm running around doing this, that, and the other thing. So I kind of rely on the energy of the room. We talked about this a little bit off camera earlier. Like I rely off the energy of the room, and it's like that kind of feeds and tells me what's going on and kind of what to go back on the next day to look at. I'm like, oh, I wonder what they were oohing and ahhing about. So I got to tell you, man, I was running to the cage many of times. It seemed like every other damn fight tonight, because like I'll be in the back room dealing with an issue, and then I hear the place erupt, and I go sprinting out to be like, what the hell happened? And I did that quite often, and I had no clue what the hell was going on. I had to be like, what happened? What happened? What happened? But incredible night. Some great. The fans had a great time. The fans were electric all night. The fights really delivered. So I have this comment up though. I wanted to ask. Missed the card in person, but watched it on Spectation Sports. Curious, John. I'd love to get some feedback in the comments. What you thought of the show watching on Spectation Sports, because clearly we aren't watching on Spectation Sports because we're in the building, and they're a great broadcast partner. But I just kind of want to get some feedback on how it is, and then maybe somebody that's on here right now would appreciate some feedback too. So any feedback? That Curly KO, you thought that was crazy. Watching on Spectation Sports, you should have heard it in person. It was nuts. Nick, when we pull up this IG, let me call in. Okay, so Nick, you have the stuff to call in. So it's in. Actually, I don't think I sent it to him. I'll send it to you, Nick. Yeah, I'm actually going to post it right here.
I was just scrolling through as you were going on that tangent there. 10 first-round finishes. 4 of them 30 seconds or less.
Jesus. That is insane. And all but one went to a decision. All but one fight.
There were how many fights? 15, 16? There were 10 first-round finishes, which means 4 second-round or third-round finishes. That was it. Judges were hardly needed.
Yes. Well, we were going to go we had some great feedback from Aussies fans that couldn't make it and watching on Spectation. Good to hear. Jessica, you were front row. I saw you there. Got to say hello, Mrs. Martin. Nice to see you as always. We usually go in order. So I do have all the photos from this, but I think Sahib the Juice is called in. I see him on, but I don't see his camera. So Juice, if you want to, can you put your camera on and then we'll pull you in? Or if you can only do audio, I don't even know how he would tell us. So let's see. Oh, I think he's trying to put his camera on. So, all right. So we're going to bring in the Juice. We're just going to jump right to Sahib's fight and talk about his because he's on already. And then we're going to, it's agenda free. No, normally if no one calls in, we just go right through from fight 1 all the way to fight 16. But in this case, since we have somebody already calling in, the lines are open. So if you want to call in, all you do, I did throw it in the comments. Just click the link, copy, paste it, throw it in your browser, and it'll pull your camera up and it'll let me know you're in. Before I get to the Juice, because it looks like he's still working on his camera. I enjoyed, never had any issues. Andy and Valdina were on the same wavelength. Such a great show all around. Some commentary. This is Isaiah Torres. So the Isaiah Sarat. That's Isaiah Torres, the brand new flyweight champion. So maybe we can get him to call in. But I think he works a job where he may or may not have access to phones. I do know that, or calling people. The Juice was on the loose in Plymouth Saturday. Steve Rita got the comments that Andy crushed the national anthem. Thank you. But listen, I'm not making this man wait any longer. Hold your comments unless they're the Juice related. But the Juice, you got the Juice now. What's going on, my man?
Hey, what's up? How you doing, guys?
Living the dream, man. Living the dream. How you doing after this this weekend? And you finally made the walk for Cage Titans. And boy, what a performance it was. And against a extremely tough opponent. So kind of give us your immediate feedback on what it was like.
It was dope, man. Making that walk for myself for the first time. Like I said in my backstage interview, like I made the walk a few times. I coached a few of my teammates, so it felt like normal going out there. Like it just felt like clockwork. Going out there, seeing all the fans for me for the first time definitely fueled me up. And this is like one of the first fights where I've gotten in the cage, and before the fight starts, I'm completely calm and I'm not nervous at all. I was just ready to get to work. I just got back to the gym today. I did a nice little morning lift, a little bit of jujitsu, and I'm in the sauna just chilling now, man.
Just in the sauna chilling.
Yeah.
Bringing it to the fight, Andy, you got to watch it. Cage side, obviously. What do you got to talk to him about the fights in particular?
Well, we got the chance to catch up a little bit afterwards, and we were both kind of surprised of exactly how quickly it went to the ground and how it played out. And yeah, I'm hoping you had some time to digest it because you're not the first person. There's been a bunch of fighters who win in dynamic fashion, super impressive, and they still seem like they're down about their performance afterwards. You seem like you were like, oh, you wanted a different kind of fight, but I was like, dude, it was flawless.
Dude.
So.
Well, I'll tell you what, I did not expect for Vadim to take me down. I thought if anything, I'd be the one taking him down. So I did get surprised, but I should have known from him coming from a gym like Alpha that he would have had some takedowns in his arsenal. I felt really good out there though, man. Like even when he took me down, I was just so calm on the bottom. I was literally just humming, moving, just waiting for my opportunity to get on top. And once we did that, once I saw the opportunity, I got on top, and you guys saw what happened.
Oh yeah, and I've seen you take the back and finish rear naked chokes flawlessly several times, and for it to happen before my eyes and in Plymouth Memorial Hall, you finally treated Memorial Hall with a juicy performance there. It was
man,
awesome to welcome you to cage side.
Thank you, man. Thank you guys for having me. I really do appreciate it. And I definitely do see myself fight for you guys in the future as well. I'm excited to see what comes next.
Yeah, listen, man, I already was talking to Richie. I'm surprised you're in the gym because me and Richie talked earlier about a couple ideas, and he's like, let me give him a couple days to figure out what's going on, and then we'll start talking. And I'm like, listen, man, absolutely. When the juice wants to return, whether it be September or whatever, we're all in, man. So you say the word.
I'm definitely thinking September. No injuries. I'm fine. I'm ready to go again. Literally, I just want to take like a week to just relax, get back to work. I took like 3 weeks off of work just to focus on the rest of the fight. So I'm gonna get back to work for a little bit, but like I said, no injuries, so I'm ready to get back whenever, dude. Preferably September.
Before I get to the pictures, I'm going to pull them up as we talk. But I want to take us through like the opponent change. I'm sure you talked to it about it in the lead up with Lynch and things of that nature. But like for the Table Titans fans that might not have seen those things, what was the mindset going into that fight with such a big opponent change there?
Well, honestly, like as everybody knows, I was supposed to fight Tom Santos originally, and he was a vet in his own right. A bunch of kickboxing and Muay Thai himself, and then I think he was a 28 fight MMA veteran. So I was getting ready for a long fight. I was preparing mostly for stand up because he is a black belt in jiu-jitsu. I'm only a purple belt, so I just felt like the stand up would fare more in my favor. And then hearing that he broke his hand, I thought I was gonna be out of a fight. Richie promised me you guys would find me somebody, and you guys really found me somebody like a day or two later, and there was like literally no hesitation. We got one of two names, and Vadim, he sounded like a very good opponent for me, especially with me being 3-0, him being 2-1, so we both had 3 fights, and then seeing how extensive his record was, I was like, wow, this is also another guy with a ton of experience too. Like, let's run it with him. My coach gave me the green light, and we just sent it. It was definitely different switching game plans for the fight. Even though the game plan didn't really play out in the beginning, it did more so in the end after the fight was already on the ground. But I did see myself taking the center immediately, possibly striking with Vadim a little bit, and then trying to work for a takedown. But to my surprise, he took me down off of my first little flurry that I threw. Ended up on my back, and we wrestled up, got the dominant position, and sealed the deal. But game plan was just literally strike with a strike for a little bit, let him get comfortable, and then when my opportunity to take down comes, take him down. But he kind of did that for me.
Nice. Well, I appreciate all the feedback that you gave, and like I said, we're all love from us. We appreciate having you. We look forward to whatever next, either featherweight, another catchweight, lightweight, whatever we go with. We're looking forward to that. But I want to throw up some pictures. I don't know if you got the opportunity to see it. our great photographer Liam Crowley has been sending out the photos. So while we're all on here, let me see if I can pull up some of these photos and get you a nice little view.
Okay.
So have you got a chance to see the photos yet?
No, I haven't got a chance to look through them yet. A beautiful kick that I tried to open up, but I missed that one. All right.
Did you miss this one?
Yeah.
Right on the arm.
Right on the arm, yeah.
This is when he took you down. And look at can you see the ring girls in the background? They're even laughing. They're like,
oh man, they wasn't even expecting that themselves either.
Yeah, there you go. Were you any nervous at all when he did take you down, or you were so confident in your jiu-jitsu?
I was very confident. I was just more so surprised. Like, damn, the kickboxer's taking me down. All right, well, this is a better position for me anyway. I was surprised on how well he was able to control on top at the beginning. So kudos to him for sure. You could tell he definitely does train with some very high level people.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like we missed the revert. Was it a reversal in there?
Well, I wrestled up. I went double butterflies and wrestled up. The reversal came when he went to go bridge me off of him into I was trying to transition in the mount. He went to go bridge me off. He grabbed my neck, so I grabbed my I think it was my left hook. I grabbed his neck, snuck my head out, and that's when we sealed the deal.
You got to be confident in yourself when you got a guy like this in your strike. You got to be so confident in your striking that a guy who has such an extensive background in striking takes you down. That tells me that your stand-up's nothing to nothing to think twice about. Like,
yeah, I'll tell you what, I don't think he was expecting me to like go forward immediately off of his kick. I think he probably thought I was gonna back up or try to give him a little bit of space, but I wanted to take that space away from him immediately and push him against the cage. So I went to go throw it was like a 1-2-3. I believe the 1-2, I think they both landed, and then he ducked under as I was throwing that hook. Very good timing on his ass though.
Dude,
that's the finish right there.
Is the finish, and that is deep under that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you guys can't see it in the photos, but I went short choke at first.
Yeah.
Didn't get it, so I just I threw a punch, readjusted, and just sunk that in. My coach is like, I saw him today. He was like, dude, you had that choke in for like 3 seconds longer than you needed to. Like you could have just sent it. I was like, yeah, I was thinking a little too hard though. Then we got the flip.
Dude, that was nasty. Look at that. Look at that.
That's a great action shot right there.
I'm gonna go again. Let's go back because that's too good not to.
Well, that's fire.
You do a little your little swagger dance, and then you hit that like what is that? A tornado flip?
It's called a gainer. It's a backflip off of one leg.
Okay. And then he still had the legs to get up on the cage, and
man. We had a ton of energy left.
Yeah, ton of energy. You're still feeling the swag in there.
Yeah, the music came back on after, I had to give the fans a little bit more of a show.
There you go. Crazy. Well, there it is, man. Welcome to Plymouth Memorial Hall. Welcome to Cage Science, the juice. As I said to you many a times throughout the night, you got the juice now.
Yes, sir.
Lovely ring girl. Shout out to the ring girls. Got a couple new faces there. And then look at the team, man. You got your man Richie Santiago over there. William Sokum Todd. I haven't seen him for a while.
Yeah, local legend.
Local legend. Andre, he cornered at Cage Titans 2 or 3 when Andre Sokum Todd fought Frank Sforza.
We was talking in the back. He was like, "Yeah, I haven't been here in about 10 years, boy." He's loud. He tells everybody, "Boy."
Well, so Andre made his pro debut at Memorial Hall. His son. He fought Robbie Slade. And then of course you got Vic. Of course, you got the Jeffries.
Yes, sir.
Jeffrey. Got the squad there looking great.
Then we got Richie. That made himself.
Richie cheesing in there. You can't miss. You can't forget Richie. Well, there you go. Well, either way, thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for calling in. And anything else that you want to give the fans while you're here?
I mean, just stay tuned. Be ready for more Table Titans. Be ready for more announcements. I definitely do plan on getting back sooner than later. So I want to run it for September. I do want to hear the names. We could talk about that off camera, though. Some of the names we have.
Hit up Richie. Hit up Richie. He's already got the names.
Okay, all right, we'll do.
Maybe he's got something.
I do have a question. You were adamant on Sahib the Juice Jackson.
Yes, sir.
What did Pulver mess it up with before?
Oh, he called me Juice Box.
Oh,
Juice Box.
all
I was
right.
like, I was like, yeah, that's cute. If I was a kid or something, okay, yeah.
Called you Juice Box.
Listen, to my defense, and I've already explained it, I'll never call you the Juice Box again, even though I think it's kind of cool. But every time we posted about Sahib,
it was the little juice box emoji.
Yeah.
So like I was kind of like, all right, is it juice? Is it juice box? So I was like, I'm not sure which one it is, and whatever. But he corrected me. We will never forget it again. We'll make sure the fans don't forget it. He told the story about Tupac and the movie. Andy definitely didn't see it. You didn't see that movie, have you?
No, Andy, I don't know. Andy wasn't watching that.
No, he wasn't watching Juice. No, he wasn't watching Juice. But anyways, we got the whole story. Now you know, Andy, and never bring up Juice Box again, Andy.
All right,
guys. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. All right.
No, we thank you, man.
Saheed.
Enjoy the rest of your sauna session, and we'll talk soon.
All right, we'll do it. Take it easy, guys.
Congrats again, man.
Thank you.
All right. There we go. The juice, not the juice box. The juice. Saheed Juice. Tupac. Willie knows what's up. Willie knows what's up. Tupac, man. I was a huge Tupac fan. Cage Titans on top. Jason Hurwitz. Talk about Cage Titans on top.
Shot.
Holy shit, what a fight. And look at, before we get to that, we said we were going to kind of go in order, but we also said when people call in, we're going to bring them in, and we want to hear from the fans and the people that were around Cage Titans. It looks like we had him come all the way down from Canada, and he's calling in from all the way in Canada because he's back home. We got Mr. James Lynch calling in, so let's get him in there.
What's up, guys? How's it going? Long time no talk.
How you doing, James?
Doing well, Andy. Good to hear from you, man. How's everything, guys?
Oh, man. Recovering, relaxing, just kind of, going through all things Cage Titans this weekend. We just had the juice on, and, man, this was amazing having, I got to say, we've talked off camera and things like that. It was amazing having you a part of the Cage Titans community and the family. I would love to kind of get your feedback because, like, you've covered UFC, you've covered other events in Canada, and you've covered fighters from all over the world. Your first Cage Titans experience, give us, kind of your immediate thought and some feedback on some of your favorite moments from the weekend.
It was awesome. Honestly, unforgettable. And like, I don't just mean that as like a cliche or anything. It was cool. Like, I've never really seen anything like this before. I've covered a lot of events, and, obviously there's a lot of, support for certain fighters and all that, but just, this was such a well-oiled machine. I think that's the best way I can put it, where every base was covered. It was just so much fun. And one thing I mentioned too, I talked to you about this off camera, but like, people were so nice to me. Like, this is something I'm like, I've been to events, like even locally here, where I get, people that recognize me or whatever, and they're awesome, but it felt like I was at home. Like, people were so cool to me here. Everyone from the Cage Titans team to the fans to just, I had Andrew Valdina's dad came up to me and was like, man, I'm a huge fan of your work. Like, that's stuff that is just so cool and means so much to me, because I love this just as much as anyone else. I don't, I know people are like, oh, it means a lot, like having you here, but I just think of myself as just like someone who's lucky to cover the sport side. It's never like an ego thing with me. It's just, I treat this like I'd treat UFC 317 that I covered a couple weeks ago, but it was honestly cool. And I really do think you guys have something that no one else has. Like, I've done, I don't know how many regional events before, even done PFL, Bellator, UFC, you name it. There's nothing quite like the Cage Titans experience. And I didn't quite understand it, but I understood it after this weekend. Man,
great. You mentioned Mr. Valdina. We got Mr. Ozzy Martin's mom in there saying it was awesome having you on site. You're a huge addition. Yeah. And clearly you'd made such an impression. Nick is in here saying we love James. Willie's giving the thumbs up. 4 ounces to freedom saying you got to the hall before him.
That's right. My guy Zach.
We always talk about it, and you can't put your finger on Cage Titans, like what it exactly is, but there's definitely something different, and it's great to hear you come and kind of experience and hear that feedback. I like that you said it's a well-oiled machine, but we all know. I appreciate that, but behind the scenes, we don't let them see behind the curtain. It's not. I'm telling you it is, though. Like, listen, I'm not even joking about this. Like, I won't name any other promotions, but like, how many times I go to an event and I'm the one like sitting there being like, I got to ask someone for this or that or whatever. And like, you kind of get left behind. Like, that didn't happen once this weekend. Like, everything was covered. That's the part that was so amazing to me, where it's just like any little thing I could think of, like that I possibly needed, it was covered. And just the way you guys were organized, like if that's disorganization on your end, like I didn't see it. It was just very, very, very well done. One other thing I'll quickly mention
mention is I got a bunch of like photos and videos and stuff that I shot. Some of the stuff that you guys saw, because I put some of the stuff out, like the fight, some of the fighters reacting to their finishes and stuff like that. I'm gonna do a little compilation video on my channel that'll be out later this week, where I kind of recap my entire experience, and I'll have some of that up there. So I'll obviously tell about a lot of the experiences I had here tonight, but look out for a video on my channel as well too, kind of talking about the whole experience, because I want people to know it's a cool thing you guys got going on with Cage Titans.
Yeah, man, 15 years building it up, it's been incredible, and honestly, it speaks volumes to who you are as a person and the impact you've also made, because the comments in the crowd, the comments here tonight, people that have messaged me saying how much they enjoy your work and the professionalism that you bring. We started this off with an idea a few shows back with the Live with Lynch, just kind of doing what we're doing right here, and to see it kind of evolve and come to this point where here we are, having you come into town. Like, listen, man, this is just the beginning, because this was kind of like, let's see what we have, and with no real plan. It was like, hey, we'll do whatever, but like, let's see what we got here. And then we kind of know what we got here now, and we can only build off of that. Like, the pregame show was cool, and I think
so much fun.
Getting
like even for me, just sitting there talking to Jack, and like, you've got fans coming in, and I remember there was that one lady who came up and like was just wondering what Cage Titans was, and you and I kind of looked at each other like, is she a fan or what's going on here? But it's like that's fun though. Like, that's an experience. Like, that's another thing too, is I think like a lot of what people got to have this whole week was that experience. It's not just like you show up to the event, you pay your ticket, you get your drink, you have your food, you watch the fight. This whole week was like a whole experience, I thought, and that's something you just don't get from a lot of other promotions.
Yeah, we definitely have a community, and hearing you talk about it, I really appreciate it, because I say it a lot. Like, I use the tagline, "We are Cage Titans," and for me, I can't stress this enough. It's cool and it's marketing and it's good on a T-shirt, but like, I truly believe that in my heart of hearts, we are Cage Titans. Whether you're the random ass lady that didn't know what the hell we were doing and talking to us in the crowd, she's part of We Are Cage Titans. Whether you're the beer vendors that are selling the beer in the crowd, whether you're the referee, the judges, us interviewing people in the back, whatever it is, we are Cage Titans. Every piece of that puzzle, every part of that circle that makes the event, like, no piece is more important than the other. So equally important. We Are Cage Titans is not just a cool marketing cliche. I really, in my heart, and I can't say this enough, really feel that.
Yeah, that's awesome. By the way, I have never seen sorry to interrupt you. I was actually going to talk about you real quick. I have never seen a ring announcer do the national anthem, and you killed it, man. Like, I was sitting there going like, where's the anthem singer coming out? I got the backstory after someone told me backstage, but dude, you got a cannon for a voice. That was really, really cool to see, just to witness that, by the way.
Yeah, man. Thank you very much. It's definitely an honor being there, and gotta give kudos to the man before me, Harry Jones. He was the man who could do it well before me, who could sing and ring announce, and he was certainly an inspiration in the role for me. So he long missed, and I'm not the only one, not the first, but I appreciate the compliment.
Yeah, no, happy to give it. My 2-year-old just walked in here, or 3-year-old, I should say. He almost came in here, but I did a little sneak move there.
I was gonna say, if he wants to call in, I don't want to take your
oh, no,
family.
No, we're good. No, it's all good. I'll stay on here for a bit longer, man. I love it.
Yeah. Toby Pimentel says Cage Titans is real as AF. Come once and you'll be hooked.
I get it.
Class act Andy. Nick saw me joke about how no one has tried to copy what you guys do to promote a card, but Mike just nailed it. Even if they tried, they aren't cut. Man, listen, you're gonna make me tear up. I say this from the bottom of my heart, man. Like, I pour every ounce, and I wear it all out of my sleeve, like into these nights. So listen, actually, James got to see one little side of me that I never see often, when somebody stole my beer can out of the back. Remember that?
I couldn't tell if you were like really mad or not at all, but you handled like you like it was one of those things where I was like, it didn't seem like you were really mad. I thought it was almost
how
like
bad was it, boss?
I was, for me, Andy probably can count on his hands in 15 years that I've known him like that. I've seen him mad. I was pretty mad.
Yeah, I definitely can count on one hand. Like, but
give you
stealing the
context.
vintage beer can, I'm sure sets you there. So I can only imagine.
I have somewhat of an OCD. So like
Somewhat.
on yeah, a lot. And stuff that people like no one will notice, but I notice. So Andy, where's my spot in the back room?
Oh yeah, don't fucking sit in his chair.
Like don't like every piece of that building I do for everybody. And there's one spot in the entire building that's my spot where I put my stuff, like not to touch my stuff. So I had my OCD traits, James, to tell you about. So like the first medal. So like we get the medals and you have to put the nameplates on the back. I make the first medal every show since Cage Titans one. I make the first one, I put it in my bag, and I take it. The first 4-pack of both Cage Titans beers, ever since we've been making the Cage Titans beers, I pull the first one before we serve it, and I put it on my area, and that's the first ones before anybody else touch. I don't drink them. I have all of them from every 4-pack we've ever made. And I came in my area, and a fucking bear was missing. Sorry my language, but I was like, who took one of my beers out of my 4-pack? This is my memorabilia. So James, another thing I have every shirt that we've ever made since 2010. When we do our gear and our merch, I'm the first one before they go to the t-shirt table, before any of that, I pull the first one and my size and I put it in a box that's never been touched. And when I'm 70, I'm going to look back at these from Cage Titans 1. And I come back and somebody took my beer can and I fucking lost it. And I was like, who the fuck would take one beer can out of my fucking thing? I'm losing it. And I part of me felt bad because I'm like, man, James is seeing the side of me, but like that no one sees me, that side of me. But I was pissed.
You didn't even seem that mad though, honestly. Like you were mad, but like I've seen people lose it way more than that. So if that's your mad, that's pretty tame, to be honest.
Yeah. But so then come to find out it was the referee. And it wasn't Steve Rita. Somebody goes, I'm not trying to bury anybody, but it was a referee that took it. And I was like,
there you go.
Why the hell did the referee take a beer can? So I went right upstairs because we were doing the rules meeting. And I was like, did you take one of my beer cans? Oh, I'm so sorry. I thought it was an energy drink. So I opened it and I drank it and I took a sip and I was like, whoa, what the hell is this? And then he's like, but I didn't drink it. And I was like, okay. I was like, either it's irrelevant. Like you took something that wasn't yours on my shit. Like this is my area. Like what the fuck? And then he went to the trash and brought me the can to show me that it was still full. But he's like, you want it back? I'm like, no. You missed the sentimental thing of it. And I was just like so pissed. Anyways, somebody else is telling who did it. I'm not going to confirm or deny who did it. But yeah, I was pretty mad. But either way, James, let's try to go on a positive note. One of your favorite moments from the fights. Give me a fight that stood out to you. I know that you're in the back interviewing, so sometimes you don't get to see them all. But like, what was one that kind of stood out to you?
I mean, there's so many. The amateur fight with Javier and the comeback that took place on that card. I don't know why I'm. Yeah, that's the one. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank right now. There's just so many fights in the card. Yeah, Jason Hurwitz. That was insane. Like I'm watching because we did have a feedback there. So there was, even though the fighters were being interviewed, you could kind of see like what was going on. You could go back and watch it. And that reminded me of, like Pete Sell and Scott Smith. Like if you want to use like a reference of a guy that looked like he was about to get finished and then come back. That was just crazy because you just don't see that in the amateur ranks usually too much. That's usually like a pro thing to have that instinct. And even hearing from Jason after the fact, he's like, yeah, I don't even really remember what happened. And just to see like that unfold the way it did, that to me was incredible. Just the way that one came out. Obviously Chris winning was a very big thing, like with everything that he's been through and the adversity, and you can just see like how much it meant to him to get that victory. There were so many cool things and just so many finishes. I think we had like one fight that went the distance. I think the whole card was, I mean, you don't see that happen too often on the event.
Yeah, we did. I just ran down the card and of 16 fights, there were 10 first round finishes, 4 of which happened in 30 seconds or less. And yeah, only one fight going to the distance. It's unheard of statistical numbers for a fight card with that many fights. never see that. So it was certainly something in the atmosphere where just finishes galore and some of the most dynamic ones too. They were all highlight reel worthy from top to bottom. We're going to have quite the award ceremony at the end of the year, and Cage Titan 72 is going to have a shitload of entries at the end of it. It was certainly intense, man.
How about quickly? I wanted to mention this the Jay Curley fight, where like even before the fight started, you heard the crowd just go completely nuts for him, and then for him to go out there and finish in 18 seconds, and then it got even louder. That was pretty cool to see too. Where he came out with this kind of like weird entrance music, and it was just like there was just this very like you felt like something big was going to happen, and then it does happen in 18 seconds. It was incredible.
Well, yeah, I mean, this is the first time you've seen it live, so
yeah,
there's always one, at least one, on the fight card that brings that crowd of, with all due respect, hooligan nature, where they just go nuts for their guy. And Curly has historically been one of those guys where the people that come out to support him, they like to get rowdy, and they are going to support him. And it just has always been explosive anytime he goes. He's got the collegiate wrestling background, and plus he's entertaining as all hell. So he brings quite the crowd that always explodes anytime, especially after a performance like that, which is one of the most violent knockouts I've seen in the amateur ranks. And yeah, that was deafening. Certainly one of the loudest points of the night.
Yeah. Definitely most obscure music in a while from our DJ Adam Russell.
Yeah.
Adam. So James, before we let you run, September 13th, let's get it on the calendar now. Let's make sure this is a thing that we do time and time again. You're part of the family now. You're part of the community. Our adopted whatever uncle or whatever. You're adopted into the family. We want you down again, so we'll talk details, and we got to make this a regular thing now.
I love it. Yeah, I'm down, guys. Like I said, you got me hooked. It's a drug, Cage Titans. I'm injected the drug, and I can't leave it. And I feel like once you've had one taste, you got to keep going. So I'm down, guys. This was awesome, honestly. Like no exaggeration at all. Like the amount of experience I've had in this industry, man. Like it's I've been to all types of events, you name it, good, bad, whatever. All these 30 plus UFC events as a member of the media, like that's right up there for what I saw. And then I was talking even like Andrew Mack on the way home, and he's covered all these different shows. And he's like, you know what, that was an awesome show, but like we've seen other shows that were like, had even different stuff. Like it's just the fact that like that's the bar I got to see. Like it's crazy, like how well everything went. So it was awesome.
Well, just to kind of before you go, we were talking, Pulver and I, beforehand, and it's like you thought the energy kind of like zapped as the night went on. It was like, no, that's just how crazy the night was. We've had fights where it just boom, 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 and just like really takes off where it's nuts. But it was just such a rapid fire night where it was just so explosive at the beginning and continued into the end. But yeah, that was. I really love the feedback. We're humble about it, but yeah, I know we're a very well-oiled machine. I don't think we're as loose and crazy as Paul Van thinks. I think the OCD really trickles down, and it shows. I appreciate that compliment, at least from my end.
I don't. Well, I do, but I don't, because I feel I say this every show. I've been doing this for 15 years. I still feel like I'm running around last minute, no matter how prepared I am. But I appreciate it. But James, I really, honest to God, in my heart of hearts, I really appreciate everything you did, the level of professionalism, everything you do for the sport, and then have you kind of come and cover our events and take time away from your family, coming down all the way from Canada, to cover it and taking time away from your family. Like it was incredible to have you here for the weekend. So before I let you go, I know you mentioned your video. Tell us kind of where across the board can they kind of catch everything from you, so they can, if they can kind of
at Lynch on Sports, like the handle said there on there before, at Lynch on Sports. It's my YouTube channel, so I'm going to put this on my main YouTube channel, and it's just going to do so I took like a bunch of photos, videos. A lot of them you guys already saw because I posted it on social while we were out there, but I'm going to kind of do like a chronicle of like how the event went and kind of my perspective on everything. I've already actually recorded the video. I'm just going to now put it to the visuals with the stuff I got to do as well. So look for that in the coming days. I just got to put I basically grabbed all the stuff off my phone and sort of going to put it together. So that's going to come up. at Lynch on Sports everywhere. That's where you can find everything. I got one story for you guys before we get out of here, which I think you guys will find interesting. So if you remember, my bus was supposed to meet us at 4:10. I think it was 4:15 in the morning after the event, which is fine. Like, if you guys know anything about me, my motto for my whole life has been late nights and early flights. I've always been that way. Get me home. Like, I'm just, I don't need to sleep in. I'll sleep on the plane. I'll figure it out. So when the bus that picked us up at the Hampton where the fighters were staying was me, Vadim, Slava Claus, and then Joe Penefiel, the party. So me, Slava Claus, and Vadim, we're in the bus. It's all good. We get on, and the driver, older guy, super awesome guy, by the way. He's like, we're missing one more, right, in that accent, right?
What's his name, Mike?
I love. I can't remember the guy's name, but anyways, he's like,
that's my godfather.
Oh, is it? Okay. He's like, we're missing one more. So, and I'm like, well, who is it? And he's like, oh, it's Joe Penefiel. And I'm like, oh, I like, I bet he's out, right? Or whatever. Well, sure enough, he forgot because he was out partying. So they had to get a hold of him. He didn't have his number. He's like, there's no one at the front desk. Like, he's trying to figure out what's going on. So, and even Slava Claus was like, man, we got a flight to catch. Like, they had a 6 o'clock flight. At least I had a 7 one. So we had to wait a little bit. Honestly, we weren't that late. We were maybe a couple minutes late. So he gets on. Joe's like, oh, I'm sorry, guys, whatever. It's just having a good time and all that. So that's all good. We get in. Your godfather, or whoever you said was your godfather or father-in-law? What's
my godfather? My godfather, Michael Paul. Same exact name, Mike Paul there.
I'm sure you've driven with him before, right? That guy is a maniac. I thought I was going to die. This bus is going so fast. It's like he wanted, like, I think in his head, he's like, I never leave late, so I got to make up for time. This thing was flying. I had to hold on to my suitcase because the thing was going. I'm sitting there going like, this might be the last time I might text my wife. This might be the last time I see her. But he was an amazing driver. That was the thing. Like, he was zigzagging, going up here and there, getting it done, making up for lost time. And it was honestly like one of those things where it was just like I can't believe this is all happening right now, but it was cool. We all sat and talked, me, Joe, and Slava Claus, just talking about fighting and all that. It was really, really awesome. And we made our flights and it was all good. But I did think I was going to die on the way to the airport. So there you go.
Welcome to Boston, and welcome to driving with anybody with the name Michael Polvere, apparently, because exactly, it runs in the name. The amount of times I have questioned my existence as it stands in the passenger side of the boss man himself, it's got to be something in the name, because that struck a nerve.
My uncle owns a limo company, so he does all the picking up and driving for all the fighters, and the fighters always tell me they have a great time with him. Like, if you're first time, he'll bring you downtown and kind of show you the waterfront, things like that. So he does a lot of good things. So I'm pretty sure it's my uncle. And here's a little pointer, actually, James. The reason that party was late because he was with us. And
I know.
He told. Okay, I was like, he didn't throw me under the bus, so thank you. But yes, he was hanging out. He was hanging out with us, and then it was like 4:15, 4 o'clock. Like, he's like, dude, I gotta go. My uncle's gonna be there. I was like, do you want me to call him and tell him to wait, or I'll just Uber you? He's like, nah, let's just go. Andy, didn't you drive him home, or was it Richie and Lilla?
Well, me, I went right home.
Yeah, it was Richie and Lilla who were on the call as well. So we'll pull them in a minute. Well, thank you for the story, James. We look forward to seeing you in September, and we'll be having some more announcements coming up, and we're going to do some great things with you.
Can't wait, boys. Thank you so much. Again, Cage Titans Nation, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for welcoming me. I'll never forget it. It was amazing. And I guess we'll see you guys in September. So like Batman, I'm going to lay a bomb and I'm going to get out of here. Poof.
Poof.
Oh, that didn't work. There you go. Now it worked.
Uncle Rob Pico, Uncle Mike took my T-ball kids for ice cream in a Hummer limo 22 years ago. That's amazing. Yeah, Uncle Mike. So somebody that I saw laughing in the background, we got Kai Michelle in the background. I'm going to give him a second to get his camera up. But speaking of thinking of they're going to die when they're driven with me, my buddy Richie and Lilla have been in the car with me, and they're here. So let's pull them in. And I saw you guys laughing about driving in the cars.
That story was hilarious that James was telling. Yeah,
You've been in the car with me.
I was literally thinking too. I was like, well, I know I got Joe back to the hotel around 4:30, so I know he was going to make his flight.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have Kai Michelle on. So why don't we all talk to Kai, because I don't want to keep Kai waiting any longer. He looks like he's at dispatch. So why we pull him up? Let's get Kai in there. What's going on, my man Kai? How you doing?
What's going on, y'all? Can you hear me?
Oh, of course we can hear you. How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are y'all doing?
Dude, we are doing lovely. You're already back to work. What an incredible fight for you. Uh tell me about it, man. Just kind of start from it. Like what a fight. Double knockdown. We'll give our input, but first give us your input on what your feelings were.
I gotta keep it interesting for y'all. You already know. There's never been a boring fight with me, whether it be the circumstances or the fight. So my nerves were fried for that fight because I had an opponent switch last minute. And then all respects to Xavier taking that fight on like 9 days notice. I switched up my entire game plan. I felt almost no confidence in myself. And I'm like, wow, this is an entirely new guy. I had some semblance of a plan. My coaches worked with me. Okay, this is what he does. This is a common habit. This is how you can avoid it. But I just couldn't account for his overly aggressive nature and honestly cage experience of when to blitz and when not to blitz. It completely caught me off guard. And to have like the double knockout, that was dope. I'm not gonna. I watched it. I didn't know what happened until the very end, where I talked with Sir James, and then he showed me what happened. Now I was like, "What? I was knocked out." Because in my mind, I just blinked, and then he's on the ground in front of me, and the crowd's yelling at me, and I'm like, "Okay, I'll take it. All right, let's go." So it was a super cool experience. I had a game plan, but he was just a lot heavier of a hitter than I expected, and a lot faster and a lot more bold than I expected him to be. So it was a fun fight. I love Cage Titans. It's like my second home. Like it's the people there are so welcoming. You guys do a fantastic job. I feel like a mini celebrity, and it's just an amazing feeling to be out there taking pictures with people I don't know that know me and have been supporting me since my first ever fight with a different school. Like Cage Titans is beautiful. The people are beautiful. The fights are electric. I love it. Thank you guys. Truly.
Nah, man. Honestly, all thanks to you, Kai. We've said it from the start. We set the stage, and what you do with it from there is solely on you. And you've taken the stage, whether it's losing your cup, like whether an incredible fight. You mentioned that I love you called him Sir James when Sir James showed you the finish. Let's go back to that because Andy and I were talking about it. Were you out? Because it looked like the cage popped you up, and then all of a sudden, once you realized the fight was over, you fell to your ass like you were knocked out almost.
It was such a weird experience because I was on him. First of all, I'm way too nice. I didn't move in a lot of situations where I could have obviously jumped on him more and been more aggressive. And that's just a part of my nature that I have to kind of fix, especially in a fighting scenario, of being more assertive and aggressive in the cage because I do have a lot of power. I just don't utilize it. It's just more of a confidence thing. But I remember the big Superman punch, which was flashy and cool. I've never been hit with a Superman before. It knocked me back. I wasn't out then, but I stumbled to catch my feet. I'm remembering high guard up, move backwards, and I was planning to angle out. But as soon as he was right in front of me, he caught me with, I think, a straight right or a straight left that definitely knocked me out for half a second. It was like a little Bluetooth disconnected moment where I was just kind of like, and then I'm right back up. And then I see him on the floor. All I remember before that punch was me raising my right arm for the last-ditch effort, stay back. And then he's on the floor, I'm here, and then I'm just kind of sitting back up. I'm like, oh, I think that me getting back up to my coach, Loco Lobo, he's been excuse me, there's an ambulance in the background. I thank my coach, Loco Lobo, for having me do wall squats for because that definitely helped me pop back up to my feet. It was just all muscle memory. Okay, I'm out, I'm back up, let's keep going. And I was ready to continue the fight until I saw he was down. And I'm like, oh, all right, I'll take it.
I actually have the video. Let's pull it up and see if we can watch it real here all together and kind of get your feedback. Why don't we let you talk and you walk us through what is actually going on here?
All right.
Did you see it all? Let me see it. We'll play it again.
So here I'm ready. Boom, off guard. Wishing to catch my feet. Pant right there. Right as my butt was about to hit the ground, I was out. Like before, if my butt hit the ground, like it was just. Then all of a sudden I restarted. I popped back up. He's on the floor in front of me, and I have this weird moment of trying to regather information because all I see is he's down. Ref is somewhat in between us, but then I remember the rules. Don't stop until the ref literally says stop, pull you off, or nothing. So I'm ready to go back in until he body blocks me and all this. And then like, okay, apparently I did something that worked. I don't know if God stepped in at the last minute, but he's down and I'm up. So we're going to keep going.
Here's another angle of it.
I love seeing these angles.
I'm going to watch the other angle. This one is the one where you kind of see the whole thing and we can kind of see your reaction.
Boom, big overhand.
Here's because of Superman. That's a heavy kick.
He's eating those kicks, though. Boom, Superman, I'm back. What's going on? Where am I? Then I'm back up.
Watch this.
I love seeing all the different angles.
So you're with it there. You're just dropping because you're tired, or?
I'm dropping out of pure shock of what just because I'm literally regathering all of my senses and information back. I've only been knocked semi-unconscious like once in my life, and that was during a hard training session. So it was very much like a recalibration moment because I see him on the ground and the ref in front of me. Okay, I'm safe technically. I can sit down. That was kind of to regather my senses. But I wasn't even. There was too much adrenaline going on for me. I wasn't even tired. I've been working my cardio like nonstop. It was just a more of okay. I think the fight's over now. What's going on now?
John wrote Xavier asking for a high five right away is hilarious.
It's good. If it was anyone else but Xavier, I wouldn't. I absolutely love Xavier. He's a fantastic, phenomenal warrior. He took that fight on short notice, and he's honest. I talked to him before and after the fight. He's one of the best dudes I've ever met. Like, even though I was like semi-unconscious, and he wants a high five. I'm like struggling through the unconsciousness, like trying to get him that dap up. So, like, you earned it, you know?
Absolutely. Well, Kai, we know you're at work, and I know you sat through. I saw you called in when the juice was on, and then I saw you called in when Lynch was on. So I don't want to keep you too much longer. We so appreciate all your hard work and effort, sticking through the plan after the opponent change. Andy or Richie Lilla, anything you guys got for him before we let him run?
No, just great fight. That's all. I was gonna let Andy go first, but he didn't say anything.
I truly appreciate you. I'm gonna keep it interesting for y'all as I keep going on, because I definitely want to keep fighting for you guys. I appreciate all the love, all the support, especially from the fans who come up to me and ask for pictures and stuff. I love every single one of you. I'm gonna keep it interesting, never a boring fight with me. And thank you guys.
Definitely never is boring with you, Kai, the Panther, Michelle. Always entertaining, and that was quite the challenge. And seriously, we're one of the craziest one-round wars. We've seen some double knockdowns before, and that was the highlight of highlights right there. You watch that one back for a long time. A lot of people are.
Thank you, guys.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. All right, the man himself, the Panther, Kai Michelle. We got Richie and Lilla here. Hi, Lilla and Richard.
Wow.
What up?
The Mick Santiago's. Just because he was on, I want to see if I can get this up for you guys. Let's see if we can. So our photographer, Liam, did a great job capturing some of this, and he has his pictures. We haven't posted the albums yet. So if you're watching today, we're going to give you guys a little teaser. So here, let's flip through some of these pictures just because he was there. Can you guys see these? Let's see. Boom, add to stage. So let's see what we got here. You guys see them now?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so here we go. Couple.
Oh, did he
Dude, Xavier's always just bringing it. Like, that's unbelievable.
Yeah, when he landed that Superman. Oh, that guillotine was pretty tight, too.
That was tight.
I forgot about that. He went for that gilly early.
Don't be silly. Jump the gilly.
Exactly.
Andy, cage side, those leg kicks, what was that like?
Yeah, they were catching him off balance a lot. Kai was diligent with them, but Xavier's just, he's a dog. He's a tough son of a gun, so he just kept firing back. And Kai's right hand was also on point. The punch that he ultimately knocked him out with was catching him a bunch coming in. He definitely found a home and found that to be a valuable weapon early. You can tell that he did his homework and stuck with it. And then overcoming adversity when he's hitting the zombie that is Xavier Cardona, and he keeps coming back coming back after you. It was just an insane 1-round war. You don't often see 1-round wars like that, and this was just riddled with them. 10 of them in one night.
Dude, look at him here. Here's the Superman punch, fucking right on the button. And then, unfortunately, we didn't catch the still shots, but X as they're dropping. And then Kai just kind of looking like chill, and Xavier with the high five up as he's looking for the high five.
Yeah, you can't help but smile after a Xavier Cardona fight. Like winning, losing, it's the same thing with him. It's just all joy in the moment. It's awesome. So, and Kai Michelle, young, promising prospect now and on the rise. That was a sick fight.
Both hands were. So you guys, Richie,
if you were Dana, you'd be just handing everyone bonuses.
I mean, this was the night that everybody would get a bonus. Richie and Andy, you guys were both around for a long time. Have you ever seen? I know I have, and I want to see if you guys remember. But have you ever seen somebody so happy to lose by knockout?
Oh, kid that fought Randy.
Yeah, Kenny Lewis.
Like, I met Joe Lozar tonight. This is crazy.
Yep, X going to give it that. That's exactly who I was thinking. You see, Xavier, you would never know that this guy just lost the fight. He's all smiles, high-fiving, getting his arm raised, playing to the crowd. It gave me eerie vibes of, you're absolutely right, of Kenny Lewis after getting knocked out by Randy. And he's, oh, my God, are you Joe Lozon? As he's getting treated by the doctors. Pretty funny.
Yeah.
So, Richie, Lily, you guys behind the scenes, thanks for calling in. So give me some feedback from you guys. Like, what were some of your favorite nights favorite moments from the night?
Oh my God, it was nonstop. I mean, it was me and you had this conversation earlier, actually, and because it's like, how do we keep the energy so crazy all the time? And we were talking about how there's no breaks. It's fight after fight after fight, and then the crowd is just at 11 the whole time. And I think that's a big part of it is there's no BS in between. There's no breaks. It's just fight. Then a little intermission and then fight. So it was insane. It was such an incredible night.
Yeah. Speaking about a little intermission, I think Andy's going potty or something. His camera's off, but no big deal. We'll catch up while he's doing what he's doing. Speaking of little intermission, we were still at 11 at intermission. I remember doing like the USA chant and then trying to get to a few things with the t-shirt cannon and stuff. And freaking, they're screaming at me for Curly. I couldn't even get the words out. They're just going nuts for Curly. So this was a night that just definitely we were redlined at 11 the whole night. But going back to some of the fights, Richie, you're kind of end up like me nowadays, running around now that you're not in the commentary booth, but like running around like crazy, helping the fighters out and doing all kinds of miscellaneous stuff with me. Out of the fights that you did kind of get to stop and watch, like what was one that stood out to you as one of your favorites?
For me personally, Javi and Hurwitz, is it?
Yep. Jason Hurwitz.
Yeah, Jason Hurwitz. That was insane because that was like a 30-second fight where both guys got dropped, both guys got hurt, and then Javi ended up finishing it. That fight was insane.
Another fight, Jake Kasky, is that his name?
Kasky's
fight. That fight, wild. That backstage screaming my head off at that one.
Speaking of that, just to give the update, Kasky is okay, released from the hospital. He did go to the hospital as a precaution. He fought with the doctors out back saying, listen, yeah, I'm throwing up, but like, I just exhausted my body. Like I throw up usually, like it's, and I remember I threw up after my fights. Cause like, you're just everything out of you. And so he fought with them. No concussion, no nothing. He's fine. As for Gavin, he did suffer a concussion. He was released that night. No problems, no problems other than, the concussion, but he was released as well. So those are our two. We had a couple stitches. I think Isaiah Torres got stitched up, but medically, those are kind of the medical updates from Cage Titan 72. Kasky versus Tristan Wood was another incredible one.
And Jay Curly, like we've already talked about Jay Curly, but Jay Curley has probably the wildest crowd I think we've seen in a long time. Like, there's a lot of guys who have certain followings that are crazy, but that was up there. Like, these guys were intense. Like, it was nuts.
Yeah, I actually kind of like got into it a little bit with one of his guys, like in the locker room, because like he was just standing out front of the locker room. It's like, dude, what do you can't come in here. And my staff already told him he couldn't come in there. And he's just like standing now. He's standing in the doorway. Andy, I see your back, but just give me a thumbs up like when you're in position, and we'll bring you back in. But I can't hear you because you're not on. But just thumb me up, and I'll probably pull you in when you're ready. But you know, I kind of already got into it with these guys because he's just standing in front, and dude, he's just going nuts. And he's like, "Oh, I want to go in there and say hi. Tell him who I am." And I'm like, listen, it doesn't matter who you are.
Doesn't work that way.
You can't go in the locker room. Then he refused to like walk away from the doorway. So I come over, and he's just like, "Do you know who I am?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Who the hell are you?" And I'm just like, I was like, "Well, I'm just gonna come over here and tell you can't get in here." And like, you know, and Curly's like warming up at the time, and like he's full in warm up mode, and he wants to try to stop him from warming up just to be like, yo, what I wish I remembered the kid's name, but like I definitely will have to have that nice talk with Curly. Like, hey, listen, man, I love the passion, but like some of the guys, like we got to let them know that I've had that talk once, and I don't think that they were that bad. I love the intensity. There was one fighter that I actually was like, listen, I love you, brother, but if your fans can't keep it, you know, nobody's worth losing the venue or the hall and ruin it for everybody. So like, I'm not saying Curly's fans are that bad, but like they're definitely intense. And I think one or two of them actually got thrown out. But either way,
I got after he knocked him out and everybody was going nuts. He had a ton of guys in that front floor area, like where
they try to storm the cage.
So I knew right away because I was like, these guys are gonna lose their minds. So I ran over there with the security guard, and they started undoing the barriers, and they were undoing the barriers, and then they were trying to come through the middle, and then I'm just sitting there like this with the security guard, like, no, back up, and then the guys are like, come on, and I'm like, back up, and credit to them, they did stop. They went back to where they should have been, but. It was a little scary there. There was a whole crowd of them in those what was it, 508 Fight Club or something like that. Yeah. They all had those 508 t-shirts on, and I was just like, guys, come on.
Poor Richie's gonna get trampled there for a minute. I think Andy's trying to come back. Andy, you good? You thumb me up if you're coming in. Show me your hand, Andy, if you want to thumb up and come in. All right, cool. He's talking, but I can't hear him. All right, what are you saying, Andy?
Well, so's my dog. Yeah, it's like how you said, like a crowd of them, like they were zombies. The Jay Curly fans, they get out of whack. They get out of whack quick, but man, he delivers, and that's we were telling Lynch about that. It's like, yeah, with Jay Curly fights, it is an experience that in and of itself, just the people he brings.
Richie stood on business. I love it. Richie stood on business. Honestly, it was an incredible night. Awesome performance for Jaden. You know, me and him talked when we met up and did tickets, and we talked a few times, you know, and I kind of said it before, like he kind of had a little bit of chip on his shoulder coming into this fight. This fight was very important to him. And I think this fight's kind of the emergence for him, where he's done with college now. He's not splitting time training MMA and being a college collegiate wrestler who's one of the best in the nation. Now he's full-time into this, and you know, he made my job extremely hard. Like this kid was, I could sell him as just the wrestler. Now it's like he's fucking knocking dudes out. That kid has some mitts. Andy, you do the glove size, and every time I shake that kid's hand, I'm like, I feel like I'm shaking a fucking 5 bananas. Like he's dense, massive.
He's dense for a welterweight. There's no question about it. And yeah, the punch he landed on Gavin O'Connell was more like a Bas-Rutten clothesline when you really freeze frame it and watch it. He hits him with like wrist and pocket of fist. all across the temple, where it was almost like a shin took it, and he was out before he hit the ground. And just the violence and tenacity of his finishing instinct, that as he was down, he was already throwing the follow-up punches. So yeah, that coupled the power, the diversity of attack, coupled with that finishing instinct, like the ref couldn't have got there much faster. He really couldn't have.
No, there's nothing you can do about that.
That
Yeah,
was
it's
less
funny.
than a second from the first punch that the referee was in there, and he already landed 4. That's tenacious.
He was running over. Yeah.
He was booking it, sprinting his.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm trying to
it's
see
just
it.
what happens. It's the sport.
All right, here's a better angle. Let's try to check this one out.
Boom.
Oof.
Oh my lord.
Yeah.
3, 4. God, 4 punches and a shin bone to the face. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
On the rescue, yeah.
Yeah, it's a rough one. You know, I hate to, to replay it, for Gavin. But you're right, Andy. Kind of like the side of his hand, kind of wrist. Very interesting.
The Boss Rudin clothesline.
Yeah, absolutely. So there you go. The AMI welterweight championship. I mean, let's talk about this for a second. The AMI welterweight title. We've literally gone from Brody
Ozzy
versus Ozzy to Ozzy. Who did he beat?
Ozzy versus Jay, and now Jay.
Oh yes, exactly. Like, talk about that lineage there, and just banger after banger after banger. This division is there you go. Keith already beat me to it. Brody, Ozzy, Jaden, Gavin. Yeah, man, it was an incredible.
Maybe Gavin will come back around and reclaim the title.
I mean, it seems that's the way things go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toby said a hell of a leap on the cage. Speaking of leaps on the cage, I was going to ask you guys this question, but I couldn't ask for a more perfect time for this question to go out. Nick Heiler, our social media guy, just called in, and I think this will be a great question for him. What's going on, Nick?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
What's going on? So my question is going to be this, because I know Andy likes the punches and kicks, so he's probably not going to want to answer this question. Richie and Lila, they like this question. Nick, Selly of the night. Who had the Selly of the night?
Oh, it was Jared St. Jean. It was such a poignant, on point of he did the boat aura farming dance, and you knew he had to have that in the bag and the supreme confidence to pull that off. Jared St. Jean had it, although AJ King was just such a visceral jump off the cage. It was unreal. Like, just to land the backflip, and the way that he didn't rip off Richie is that he landed the extra backflip, because everybody knows that's Richie's Selly.
Yes.
I gotta give Hurwitz a shout out for his selling.
I was about to say that, Andy.
He climbed the cage, jumped off it, 360, hammer fisted the ground like fucking Thor.
Completely. That was filthy. That was a filthy one. But overall, Sahib, of course, the one-legged backflip was great, and then even
I didn't know he could do that
at the end. That was not a selly, but that was also kind of a moment that was like, holy shit.
Yeah, he kind of lost his mind there at the end.
But I knew you would like this question, Nick, because this is right up your alley. The juice was clean too. So we were talking about, who else were we talking about? Let's see who else I can get. You said
Jason Hurwitz.
Show us Hurwitz.
The juice, because the juice is right here. Let's see if we caught it.
Oh yeah, of course we got that.
Yeah, definitely.
There's no way Nick's missing a selly.
I've never seen Sahib do this before. I didn't even know he could do it.
Oh, first time?
This is the first time I've ever seen him. He probably worked on it in secret. That's a clean backflip.
Oh, he definitely did.
That was crisp, man. Dude, that chokes deep. I wish we brought it up. We should ask him. We should have put him on the spot and be like, hey, have you ever practiced that in the mirror?
Oof. No, man, that's wow.
That's a clean one.
I can't.
Clean. Who else are we looking? Oh, I'm surprised because I kind of want to go to Anthony King. Let's go to Anthony King.
This
King
is on that kicked off set the bar.
Let's see this. Double back. Boom.
That is
That's crazy.
pretty wild.
He did that after his first fight, after the one with Noah Schlama, where it was just absolutely ridiculous. And I was just surprised that he had enough in the tank to do that. So since he finished this one quick, he was like, fuck it, just another backflip.
Boom, boom.
So hold on. So he did the running one the first time, and this time he added to it.
Yeah, so he added the extra backflip because, you know, he wasn't like leaking blood all over his face.
Wow. So he's done the run up the wall one, but he's never done the run up the wall backflip to another backflip. Let's check this out again.
The guy's a freak of nature. Freak of nature. I can't believe he's 155 pounds.
And then Andy, who you want to see? You want to see Hurwitz? Did you catch him?
Oh, wait, underrated one, Ryan Parmenter.
Okay, let's go there.
Because if you watch
Which one
long
is
enough, there. Nope, down to the left, center. No, that's down. That's it. There it is.
Dude, shout out to D. Philippe's making his debut. He was as tough as they come, man. He was. There's no quitting him.
Oh, caught him at backstage. Said it's like, dude, you fought a tough kid. Tough, man. Come back. You're only going to get better from that.
I'm
But
like,
look at that double smokes.
Nah, that's not for me.
Well,
That was a great
Sorry,
one.
Nick. All right, here we go. This is what we want to see. Oh, dude, this fight is alone. Looks like he's out, and then boom.
He emotes.
Oh, he literally just like stomped him in the face. That was wild.
But before that, he
Yeah.
literally runs away.
The superhero, the Marvel superhero landing.
Wow.
Nice.
I gotta
And then
say,
also we were able to like add something to this show where we were interviewing guys in the little back hall before they get to check medicals. And yeah, man, it was a really emotional night, man. You kind of see what that kid, why he so deep to get that win and why that was such an emotional reaction.
dude, he legit, as he got dropped, fucking called him on and then followed up with a spot kick to the face. It was insane enough just almost being finished and then coming back. The fact that he did this to him in between spot kick, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was badass. Where is he from?
I think he's one of the New York guys.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I gotcha.
So he's teammates with Sal Besseril.
Gotcha. All right.
Ozzy had the little Toro thing. He did the Toro.
That's a new thing.
Parm's the party animal. Andy, that's a Sally up your alley with the double smokes, I guess. Anywho, Nick, thanks for coming in. So, as I got the social media up, hit me something. What's something that stand out from you from the night?
I mean, just overall, man, we really had a great night as a team. As you mentioned, we were looking through Liam's photo, who's up on the cage, but we also have Jacob's photos, who has the cage side photos and backstage and product photos. Xavier was getting the alternate sides of the cage, so we used to only have my angle. Now Xavier's on the other side of the cage getting the alternate angles. We just have such a good team put together right now. Adding James Lynch to the back with Andrew Mack, it was just amazing that night. And also happy to say that we crossed 1 million views on fight night again, which is always a big bar for us. And yeah, man, it's just we actually also fun thing. This is the first time we surpassed 100 posts in one night. So we outposted the UFC, PFL. Some say maybe we overposted, but we just had that many finishes. So awesome night, awesome night.
I was gonna say, you brought it up. The 100 posts in one day was insane. Just shows the content that we're producing, and I've said it in that, when I started Cage Titans, when I fought for people, it was, they didn't promote. Like, their job was promoter, and the job of a promoter when I started this was, they would just give you tickets and be like, go sell tickets, and just make you do all the work, and they wouldn't do what was in their title, promote. They weren't giving you anything to promote. I made it a vow that that's not what we're going to be about. We're going to have photographers. We're going to have videographers. We're putting them all on our staff. Like, we're not effing around. And it kind of goes with our motto. Like, we set the stage and we're gonna set it. What you do with it is up to you. But I promise you, unlike other promotions, we're gonna be there to capture it. And what we're showing now, as you're touching on, we're gonna capture it from more than one angle as well. Like you got the stage, and Ozzy, I think, said it in his post-fight interview, either in the cage, I think it might have been outside the cage or whatever, inside the cage. Like that fight was supposed to happen in another promotion. And he was like, this was God's plan to fight here, because no one probably would have saw me when I beat him like this at the promotion we were originally supposed to fight for. It was God's plan that it happened at cage fight, because now the world's going to see it. And that was incredible. And that's a hats off to not only, you know, us as a whole, but to the social media team that you guys, you, Nick, have been putting together over the last few years.
It takes everybody. Just, you know, it's glad to see everybody here, because we see Richie and Lil just working like crazy on fight night. Andy's pulling a double duty too. Mike does everything, but also we got Joe in the back, and we have Phil running the lights. We have so much security job and like the ring crew that does amazing work. Without us, without you guys, we don't get to do our job. And also big shout outs to our new interns, Louie and Jason, who have been doing an awesome job for us too, just behind the scenes kind of coming up. But yeah, man, just a great time to be on the team.
Yeah. 4 ounces of freedom. This one hits hard, what I just said. I've said a lot of promoters are just event hosts instead of promoting the fighters, which then promotes the product itself. That's one thing that we definitely hits hard with us. Like we promote it. We promote, we capture, and you fight for us. You're gonna get a ton of content around it. 4 ounces of freedom, great comment. Somebody also still talking about the Wolverine aura farming. One more thing I'm going to get to, Nick. This wasn't yours, but was probably somebody in the comments is mentioning whoever made the Coldplay Affair edit with the Bears.
Oh my God.
42, bro. 42.
42 Bruco. They're taking a page out of our book, Nick, with the memes, crushing it with the Coldplay edit. But yeah, man. Nick, any last words before we let you run? Thank you for calling in. Any what was your clip? Actually, let's go to social media. That's your and Joe said thank you to you for the comment. Joe Leonard, our production head. Your clip of the night. What would your clip of the night be from out of all the clips we got?
Oh man, that's a super tough one. If we're going purely by views, Jay Curley is leading the pack on that, on just pure views. I think he's well over 100,000 combined right now. But what I would say I loved the most was going backstage and being with the party and running into Andrew Valdina's dad, and just seeing that very human moment. And that's like what James Lynch was talking about earlier. It's like, this is what makes us different, man. It's just like, you know, we go in the cage, we put on the show, we do our thing. But when we step out of the cage, we really, truly love each other. We got each other. We want the best for each other. And yeah, you know, I got to run into Johnny on the way out of he was the last person I saw before I went home at the end of the night. And it was great to see that it's like, he was in good spirits. He's all right. It's like, you know what? I'm just glad that we get to do this. So that's, if I can leave it on that, we're all good. And also make sure to follow the pages. We got tons more content. People have been collabing stuff like crazy. Keep it coming, please.
There you go. We're not afraid to collab. We're not afraid to throw something up on the wall. We're not such a strict company where it has to be certain things. That's what one thing about us, we make us so real. Like we'll throw shit against the wall, and you know, some of it sticks and some of it's great, and it's not. It's authentic, I think, is what the word I'm looking for. So thank you to you and the team as well, Nick. We're always doing
real
good things. Let's go. I was trying to find the clip of Valdina. Yeah, I mean, and Party's dad, but because you said it was your favorite. Do you remember where it was?
Party and Valdina's dad.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember when it was? Oh, here it is.
Party's fight.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. I got it right here. So we'll let you leave on this since you chose which one you wanted, your favorite one of the night. Here we go. Here it is. Let's see if I get back to it.
Joe.
I'm feeling great. Thanks to Kate. I'm here with Mr. Valdina. Okay, here. John's the man. He's a great family man. And he has a champion as a son.
Everybody got to learn to love him.
And sometimes people got to fight each other, but we're all friends and family at the end of the day because we're all family, no matter what, under Christ. Thank you.
Hey, there you go.
Love that. That's my new favorite thing to do at the show now, going running and backstage and getting that, hey, how do you feel right after?
Yeah. Absolutely. Well, that was a great thing added. Great clip. So thank you, Nick, and we'll be in touch soon. We got things cooking after tonight for September 13th.
Oh, we're back at it in the morning. We're right back at it in the morning.
No time off. All right, buddy. Have a good one. There we go. I think Andy's back. All right. Well, we're about an hour and 20 minutes in. You know what? Let's just do this. I'm gonna do. Let's go right through the fights. Let's all go through the fights. And as we go through the fights, what was the first fight of the night? Vinny the Bull.
King.
Vinny the Bull. Let's go to Vinny the Bull.
The grappling match. Yep.
Yep. Vinny the Bull. We're going to Vinny the Bull. We're gonna flip through the photos, and you guys. I'm gonna let you guys do the talking. I do enough talking. So go to the talking. You guys have at it. Let's have some fun. Tell me what you think about this thing.
Yeah, it's just too bad he didn't get to fight. I wanted to see Vinny fight.
Yeah.
Charismatic kid.
Yeah.
Good team behind him. Super motivated. Was happy to get in there and grapple. And yeah, he got the nice arm triangle to start the show off.
Richie, tell me about this. He was talking about in his post fight. How is he known for his Kimura, or was he trying to call his shot with the Kimura? What was the story behind the Kimura?
No, I think he was just trying to call his shot for the Kimura. I think that's what he was game planning on. I don't know. Maybe it is his move. It could be. But
He's grappled with him. So.
Oh yeah, Vinny's a super tough kid. I actually grappled him before he got so light. I haven't grappled with him in a long time. Last time I grappled with him, he was probably like 195, 200. And even at that weight, he was still, fast, agile, and just super athletic. He's a young kid, and he's been around forever. The kid's been training since he was like a teenager. He's only, 22, 23?
Yeah.
So he's super young. He's got so much potential. I'm just excited to see him actually fight someone. But yeah, he got some interesting comments.
I put that comment up from Pico because he was so excited. And let me set the record straight. And Andy, you know about this, and Richie, and obviously you know about this. Let's just set the table. I know that he got some slack. I really badly want to say what I want to say, but I'm going to bite my tongue. I will just leave it at this. The person who posted it, I think, was very poor taste. You know who you are. And I did not like it. I'll give the backstory. Vinny has been an absolute professional through this whole entire ordeal. This kid is a 22-year-old kid that was making his debut and had multiple opponents pull out and just kept a smile the whole time. Mike, I've been dreaming of fighting for Cage Titans since I was a kid. Like he's been he's 22. He was 7 when he first started, when Cage Titans started. He's been watching Cage Titans and dreaming of that moment since he's been training as a kid. And throughout the whole process of opponents pulling out and everything that could get thrown at him, he just smiled and was like, I'm going to be ready for July 19th, no matter what. So do what you have to do. And, just kept his head down and kept training and training. And when it didn't look good, he still kept training. The day before weigh-ins, his opponent didn't get on a plane. His last opponent changed. And then that day was like messaging his opponent, being like, if I get you on the next flight, if I get you on a flight tomorrow. Vinny shows up to weigh-ins, has no clue what's going on, waiting for his opponent. Where's my opponent? My opponent here? My opponent? I finally had to break the news. Listen, your opponent's not here. Obviously, his coaches knew, but I had to be the one to be the bearer of bad news and break the news to him. Like, dude, your opponent's not here. He didn't get on the plane. I'm trying to get him rebooked. I'll pay whatever I got to do to rebook him to get him out here by tomorrow. Another opponent no-showed to weigh-ins. There was talks about switching opponents with a guy who fought for a title. There was talk about Vinny just going pro because he wanted the fight so bad. He was like, I know Chris Snyder's guy's not here. I'll fight him right now as my pro debut. He just wanted to compete so badly. And then That night, I said, listen, by 8:00 tonight, the night before your fight, I will let you know if we're pulling the plug and this kid's not showing up. And he stayed professional and he didn't waver. We ended up getting him a super fight. And then you saw the reaction, the excitement. This kid's been dreaming about this moment for years. And he was just excited to compete. The people talking shit about him, not only the person that posts, failed website person and failed manager shitting on him. And you know who you are as well. Fucking horribly poor fucking taste. And you guys should be disgusted. I went on your page. I never comment. And I told you the story and you still compiled on. Fuck you. Fuck you all. Don't take anything away from that kid. He did everything right. And I could not believe how professional that kid was. And yes, somebody said earlier, Mike always cries. He's the most fucking crying promoter. That's how passionate I am about this kid. This kid did everything right. And people, like, I don't care when random ass people from that don't know Cage Titans go on our comments and shit on what we do. These are people that are in our actual community that have been to Cage Titans, and for them to take those shots at him. One of you in the fucking comments too. Oh, what weight is he? Don't fucking kid yourself. You've been offered 1 million fights and you've never fucking took one. So you saying what weight class is he? You'll take him on? No, you fucking won't. Everybody in that comment shitting on Vinny Tedesco. Fuck you. You have a problem. You can come talk to me about it.
Yeah.
Moving on.
And that's the thing. I like read these comments and I'm like, then come fight us. Like,
Where are they?
I commented. All I said was,
I don't read the comments. Where are these comments? I want to know. I think I know who you're talking about just by your hints, but
they're on the. It's on the Facebook post.
Listen, it doesn't have to be in that. But
you don't have to talk about it all day, but I just commented 155. We'll fight anyone.
And the kid was just excited, and like imagine dreaming about that day. And every time I had to give him bad news, he just smiled and was like, I'll be there tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow no matter what. Like he was like just a true professional. And he was an excited guy about his fucking, he still got to compete on the stage he dreamed about. And anybody else commenting on it, I would let slide. I just feel like the people that were piling on, I know who they are, and they've been to Cage Titans. I've had communication. One of them might have fought for us before. One of them I know I've offered millions of fights for. One of them has covered our events. Like, you know, and for you to pile on after you saw me comment and give you the backstory, anything more than, shit, Mike, now I kind of understand why I was so excited. Anything more than that, I would have been happy with that type of comment, but then they continued. So fuck them. Anyways, Vinny Tedesco wants a fight, 155. He is a brown belt. You know, he's a brown belt, good fighter. You know, he's a debuter, but if anybody wants to fight him, you know, more than happy to. I just don't take away from the kid's moment. The kid did everything right. And, you know, he was just jacked up to be in that moment. And that's it. Sorry. I had to bring it down for a minute.
Let's move on before we get to
so much for letting us talk.
What?
So much for letting us talk.
I know. Sorry, man. That just really pissed me off, man.
I got you.
You know, like, I don't get mad often, but like, it's just like, come on, man. Like, this kid.
Right, let's talk about something else.
Hey, if anyone needs fight shorts, he makes some killer shorts.
Yeah. He's got his own brand. He makes great shorts.
He's made Richie's fight shorts, Sahib's.
He made Sahib shorts.
Yeah.
Adiamo fight wear.
And Diamo fight wear,
yeah. There we go. So here we go.
I dug deep. I found it. It is Chuckley.
Well, because once you know the people that are in the comments commenting, then it's like, oh, dude, really? You've shown up for a fight for us, 10 pounds over fucking weight. Like, talk about behavior of somebody.
Yeah.
You know, like, I know we all know our skeletons in the closets. So, like, I'll let you talk some shit sometimes and not bring up skeletons. But, like, I know them. I know them, too. And you might know them about me, too. But, like, in this instance, no, not cool, buddy. Not cool. Anywho, moving on.
Anyway,
Anthony King versus
Anthony King, man. Andy, what'd you think of this one?
I mean, this was one of those, like I said, we had 4 fights that were finished in 30 seconds or less. This is one of them. They just got going. Tyler St. Jean trying to establish a range, but Anthony King found the 1-1-2 and added 2 backflips to his celebration. So, yeah, it was a nasty shot, great follow-up, and a crazy celebration. We know the kid's got power. We know he's got heart. We know he's durable, and only the power was on display today.
yeah, it's not much to say about that one. It was a quick one. Anthony King looked good. Simple as that.
Yeah, you know what? So one thing that stood out for me, not only about this fight, is sometimes you see one-sided throbbings in MMA, and it's usually when you have a guy versus like an independent fighter who's just coming in to get a paycheck and get his ass beat, and then he moves on. For me, this was such like a well-matched card. And to see like this happen, like these quick fights, it's like, wow, wait a minute. Like that's one thing that stood out for me. It's like, Tyler St. Jean, brother of Jared St. Jean, trains at Gorilla Crew. He's been training for years. Like these aren't your typical local shows where it's trash can versus the A-side fighter, and the A-side fighter just runs him over in under a minute. Like these were well-matched fights, top to bottom, between high-level guys in real gyms, not just like independent trash can fighters. And they still went this quick, and they were still getting finished. That was one thing that stood out to me about this card.
Yeah, definitely. There was, because on paper, all these fights looked like they were going to be super close, super competitive. But then, what was it? 10 first-round finishes, something like that.
And first-round finishes.
It's wild.
Andy's catching up on the comments that I was just flipping out about.
A little bit.
Anywho, moving on to the next fight. This kid just would not go away. Tyler DeFelipe's, tough kid, but Ryan Parmenter was just a little too much to overcome.
Yeah, Parmenter was just all over him right from the beginning.
Ooh, trick or treat. There's our Halloween post next year.
Yeah.
Smell my feet.
Yeah, there you go, Lila. Somebody got my dad joke.
I didn't get it.
I got it.
Yeah, that was another flawless performance. This one went to the second round, not one of the 10 first-round finishers, but Ryan Parmenter, that wrestling on display, full steam ahead in this one. He was just nasty with his throws, and then his striking was following. Just tremendous performance in his bounce back, and then was able to get the finish late in the second round. Looked damn good doing it. He was just pitching a shutout, and Tyler DeFelipe hung in there tough until he couldn't take anymore, and Parmenter gets the first win, and he's officially bounced back, and can't wait to see what's next for this young pupil at a FAF.
There you go. Great fight. I know he was very excited to get back in the win column. Pretty bummed out after his loss in his debut, but bounced back nicely there. What do we got next, boys? What do we got? Fight 4?
Yeah,
Small.
Aiden Giuliani, I think it was.
Yeah, let's go. Go ahead. Talk us through it.
Candyman is back in the win column. Very dominant performance over Isaiah Small. Once he got the takedown, he was flawless in the control with the ground and pound. It looked like he was going to get him away with the ground and pound, but in transition was able to slip from the back to the arm triangle, and traditional South Shore sport fighting fashion there. He just snatched that submission up after clubbing him down for a bit, and Giuliani back in the win column at 155.
Yeah. Candyman, Isaiah Small. Candyman, he's like so stoic, man. They only got a smile on him. There we go. He's I try to have a conversation with him a couple of times. He's just so quiet and so reserved. Maybe he's not like that in the gym, but that's my inspiration, my background on him. It's like I think I've said 5 words to him in his 4 fights with Cage Titans. Good looking corner there, Mike Danella. Haven't seen him at Cage Titans in a while. Danielle Heinley, former Cage Titans strawweight, and in the background, as always, Bill Mahoney for that one. What do we got next, Andy?
Now we're on to Hurwitz and Acosta. We talked about that one, 20-second barn burner. Both guys dropping each other, but we watched the fight over twice. What is there to talk about? Go on Instagram and watch the whole thing. It's the whole Instagram clip. It's all it takes. You got a lot of fights that just like that. The first bing, and then the fight's done within an Instagram reel. That's what Cage Titan 72 was. So go back and watch it. Jason Hurwitz, proving he's got that dog in him, gets planted on his butt and bounces right back up. And in the scuffle and escape, he gets his guard up and throws a hellish right hand that catches Javi on the temple and follows it up. We talked about the call down, and Sparta kicks him in the face and goes in for the kill with the celebration afterwards. It was really one of those crazy fights that everybody just exploded out of their chair when that was there, and just kept the trend of quick finishes going, because we go right into the next fight, which was another 1-round war we already talked about. We talked to Kai Michelle earlier, the victor of the next fight, when the double knockdown occurred. They were both out. The cage kept them up, but he was about to follow up and put Xavier Cardona away, but the ref saved him, and he gets away with the win. But that was just back-to-back 1-round savage slugfests where both guys were getting hurt, and anybody could have gone down at any point in time. So it was just that was the 1-2 punch of fights right there between Hurwitz and Acosta and Michelle and Cardona. That was just insane. You never see shit like that in any fight card.
Yeah, there's 2 back-to-back 1-round wars. So both of those fights were great. Where'd Mike go?
I don't know. But the only time that the judges were needed was in our next fight. Stanislav Rakov pitching a shutout against Saul Besserell Vivas. Just a dominant performance, got the better of the striking exchanges and the better of the grappling exchanges. And I think there was a 10-8 round at one point when he was on top. He was absolutely dominant. Certainly took his lessons from his last fight against Josiah Fry and placated them into his own game and implemented them in a 3-round decision victory where they didn't lose a single round. So he looked flawless in his return off of the title shot loss.
Yeah, Saul, just tough guy. He was just a step behind. Rakov was definitely on point for that one.
Yeah, Rakov was on point that night and on the climb back up to some big things at the amateur ranks. The next fight we talked about a little bit. I don't know if we actually did. Kadu Lanes getting that second-round ninja choke against Thurman Hargrove, whose wrestling was dominant on point, but Kadu Lanes making the adjustment mid-round and keeping back to basics undefeated for the year. And Thurman Hargrove, promising young fighter. He's 19 years old. He looked really, really complete in there, compact, big power in his strikes that you could see, and the kid can absolutely wrestle. But Kadu Lanes just solved the puzzle and snuck in that choke. And once he did, it was just nasty tight.
Yeah, it was so slick. And the thing that impressed me about Kadu in this one, I did get to watch this one all the way through, is he just kept his composure the whole time. Even though he was kind of getting dominated with the wrestling, he just it didn't phase him. And then, he caught that slick ninja choke and just finished the fight. I mean, it was really, really cool to see. And Thurman, 19-year-old phenom, that kid, he's got all the potential in the world, so he'll definitely be back.
That's why you take these amateur fights the way that you do. He's been busy, and he's going to be in there again very soon. I can see him really racking up some amateur fights and learning from this, taking a lesson to it. But Kadu, young in his own right, undefeated, big fight should be coming up next, whether he fights for a title at 135 or 145, doesn't matter to me. I think he's right in line with a title shot right there. Because we're going into the amateur title fights, which we've kind of talked about already. Tristan Wood winning a barn burner against Jake Kasky, who we talked about earlier. Wood kind of started off winning that first round pretty soundly, establishing his range. And then Kasky really woke up in the second round, almost put Tristan Wood away. He landed a bombardment of shots. He just couldn't miss. Every punch that he landed was hurting Tristan Wood, who had to overcome some serious adversity and turned the tide almost immediately at the start of the third round, where he hurt Kasky. And Kasky, we know he's just got endless heart tank, and there's no quitting him whatsoever. Wood had to barrage him against the fence to slowly wither him away in the third round. And it was both guys just left everything in there for the lightweight title. And Tristan Wood looking ever impressive. Yeah, you could go back and see some of those pictures there. That head kick was landing so crisp for Tristan Wood, and Kasky just eating it and following up. And yeah, there was a bunch of big shots that they were both landing. And yeah, just an incredible amateur title fight.
Yeah, that was a fun one. And I think, it's kind of fun to see kind of this like you see with Tristan with Gorilla Crew and Kadu with Back to Basics. It's kind of cool to see that kind of like these new camps that are coming up, and they got like some great talent already. So it's really cool to see.
Absolutely. And I think, kind of for me, I've talked about this before many times on the show. It's incredible for myself, like watching, like Jake Pillar never fought for me, but like, Jeff Perez fought for us, amateur, pro, and to see these guys now open their own school and seeing their fighters succeed. For me, it's very cool. I love to see it because it's just showing the evolution of Cage Titans, the fighters that have fought for us, and they're staying still involved in the sport long after their careers have stopped fighting. Though I know Jake Hill is, still fighting, but he kind of picking up what I'm putting down.
Yeah, no, it's really cool. It's like the next generation of camps coming up.
Yes, absolutely. Next up,
we were talking about how we had so many fights finish in a minute or less. These next two are two of them. Jay Curley versus Gavin O'Connell. We already talked about it. We know Gavin O'Connell has recovered from that knockout, suffered a concussion, but he's on the upswing. And Jay Curley proving that he's a wrestler with big power and not afraid to throw dynamic strikes, and that finishing instinct is hardwired in there. The kid is an absolute killer and a force to be reckoned with, and his crowd is zombie people. So to keep them away from barriers, and everybody's going to be okay. But Jay Curley, not much more to say that we haven't said already. The new champ is in town, and it's impossible not to notice after a finish like that. And then Chris Snyder, late second replacement with John Medina, and right as Snyder.
Let's go back to the picture. Tell me this picture doesn't. Oh, actually, I thought I had the pictures up there. You guys weren't seeing them. Tell me that doesn't give me the vibes of this picture above my head.
Oh, that's a good picture.
About what?
See this picture with Jaden Curley. It gives me this vibe of.
Oh yeah, you got the Jake Kasky with the back on the crowd. Yeah, I remember that poster. Yeah, that certainly got that vibe.
Pictures for you guys. I guess I wasn't flipping through them. My bad.
No, you weren't. But
there's the finish. Oof.
Nasty.
Oh my God.
Snyder made quick work of John Medina, who shot in, and Snyder was able to turn the tables, take the back, and get the choke in 31 seconds. It's really how the fight played out. A little bit of a feeling out process. Snyder threw a couple of shots, and then Medina threw an overhand right, ducked under for a double leg, and Snyder was able to counter wrestle into the dominant position and get the choke quick.
Yeah, not a lot to say about that one, but it's really cool to see a guy like Chris Snyder come back, who is one half of one of my favorite fights of all time.
Aha, there we go, Richie. We were talking about that in the lead up. Jaden Curley in the comments. Congrats, champ. Great performance. And we had Nick on earlier, but speaking of social media, go to our social media because we have a great clip of Jaden and Pete Luciani practicing that combo in the back, and then kind of quick like wash of the screen to him actually doing it in the cage. Practice makes perfect, and sure as shit, he what they were practicing held back, he pulled it off in the fight. So shout out to Jaden. As I said before, made my job incredibly hard because he's not just a guy that's a wrestler anymore. He can take your head off, so it's not going to make my life easy matching fights.
I gotta let my dog back in a second. We only got a few fights left to go, and we talked about a bunch of them, and we've been going almost 2 hours here. So,
Let's go.
What do we got?
Talk about it.
Aaron Hughes, Jared St. Jean. Aaron Hughes talked about going into this fight. He was taking someone out with the shield or going out on it, and man, did he. This was a slugfest from bell to bell. Aaron Hughes with great timing on the shots, setting them up with his hands, looking really complete, and Jared St. Jean stalking him down. He really had his power on full display, was cracking him with that jab, and both guys were cracking each other with kicks to the body, to the legs, and St. Jean, once he started pouring it on, it was just too much for Aaron Hughes to handle there, and the barrage of ground and pound afterwards was just something to behold, witnessing. This kid's a force to be reckoned with at 155 pounds, 3-0 with a big credible win over Confused Hughes, who looked good in defeat, but it was Jared St. Jean's night.
Yeah, good fight. I mean, Aaron, it looked like it was going to be a really even fight in the beginning there. Aaron looked good. But I think Aaron was the first one to kind of get tired, and Jared really took advantage and really just took over the rest of the fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Followed up with the juice. We talked about Sahib earlier. He was on chatting about his victory over Vadim Zadnipriani. Zadnipriani shot in early, and the juice was able to keep it composure, get the reversal, time it out nicely, take the back flawlessly, and sink in the choke. And we know that's his forte, and he's now done it in the Cage Titans cage in front of Plymouth Memorial Hall.
Yeah, that was pretty surprising for us. We were actually expecting to stand and bang the whole fight. We didn't actually really expect Vadim to come in for a takedown, especially that early. He came out right away and took Sahib down, but didn't really matter ultimately. He kept his composure, got back on top, and was able to finish. But yeah, it was a surprising fight for me.
Juice said he already wants to know the names, Richie, so better get in touch with him.
He's already texting me. It's fine. I'll talk to him. We got to figure that out.
I know Ozzy's mom's over here watching. She was on earlier. So here we are, Mrs. Martin getting to his fight, Ozzy versus Kenyon Moore.
Yeah, Ozzy looked so good in this fight. His hands are so fast. His killer instinct is beholding to watch. He paced himself very nicely in this first round. Could have rushed in a couple of times, but took his time with it, found the money shots, and Kenyon Moore is a dangerous, durable guy who couldn't slow the pace down. And man, that finishing combination and the way he jumped in and really put a stamp on it and put Kenyon Moore away, truly magnificent performance from Ozzy Martin in an early test in his career.
Hey, real quick,
Moore's a tough guy, and Ozzy really looked good in this fight. I feel like every time we see Ozzy, he keeps getting better.
What happened here? Did he knock him down, or did he fall off this punch? What was it?
I think he tripped.
Okay.
Who, Ozzy or Kenyon?
Ozzy when he went down. Do you remember that?
Yeah, he threw a head kick and slipped, I believe, if I remember correctly off the top of my head.
I'm going in order, and I'm like, he's throwing the punch, but the next shot's him on his ass. So I'm curious.
Yeah, I think he threw a head kick shortly after. Sometimes there's gaps in between pictures.
Yeah. Look, he loves digging that body too. Look at that.
I love to see it.
Well, he hit him with a body kick early that got Kenyon to react. So he knew that he had enough water in the basement and was like, all right, let me dig this left hook to that rib cage a couple of times. And man, did he rip it. You could hear the impact of the body work that Ozzy was putting together. He's always pieced together in mixed levels nicely with his strikes. But against someone as tough as Kenyon Moore, he went to the body early, and once he got that reaction, he went with it, and I think that really set up the head strike to put it away.
I knew Mrs. Martin was watching. Her boy, there you go. Finally, after 3 fights falling out, he's back in the saddle. A little reference because they have their ranch up there in New Hampshire. So back in the saddle, your boy, Mrs. Martin. Thanks for tuning in. As always, always a big fan of the show, and I always appreciate you watching. Moving on to our co-main event. I talked about this a little bit, and definitely a hard fight for me, because it's one of those ones that you didn't really want two of the guys to fight each other. They didn't really want to fight each other, and then they begrudgingly do it. And at the very least, what we want to see is a war between the two, that we all walk around way like, I didn't want them to fight. They had to kind of fight, but we got a great event and a great fight. Unfortunately, obviously, Party had the rear naked choke victory, but be remiss if we didn't mention the injury to Johnny Cupcakes, which kind of led to it.
Yeah, it goes in the books as a rear naked choke victory for Penny Fiel, but it was an injury off of a takedown that caused it. Once he landed that double leg takedown, or was it a single? I don't even remember. It happened so fast. But Johnny went airborne after Penny Fiel established the clinch, and he went to land on a post. And when he posted with his arm, the arm was no mas after that. And it sucks. You see it happen from time to time. It's a brutal sport, this game is. And this is just one of those instances, and it's so unfortunate when it's in a fight that's got so many emotional bearings in it. So both guys mean so much to Cage Titans, to the crowd. They're friends with each other, let alone with everybody involved. That's really in the network there. So it was very emotional for everybody involved in that fight. And the least you'd want is for it to be a great show of each other's skills and heart in there, which oftentimes fights between friends occur like that. It brings the best out of both, and we were unfortunately not able to see that come to fruition due to the early part of the injury taking place, and Penny Fiel capitalizing on it and getting the finish. But there's always going to be an asterisk next to that, and unfortunate for Johnny, but can't take anything away from Penny Fiel's performance, because technically it was a takedown that caused it, and he went into it and finished the fight. So we're wishing Johnny nothing but a speedy recovery. What was that?
I get his face, look at it. This, we all know Party and who he is and the colorful personality. Immediately after the fight, this is his face. He's not.
Nobody wants to win like that. Nobody wants to lose like that. Nobody wants to win like that. That's just an unfortunate part of this game. It happens. There's plenty of injury-related fights. It just sucks when it happens, and the Legends match to Mr. Cage Titans himself. So it just,
yeah, no, definitely not. And you got to talk. We got to hang out with them a little bit afterwards. The Party. We got to hang out a little bit with the Cupcakes. Richie, you shared the cage with them too. So we get to talk to him at all a little bit about it.
Yeah, I talked to him, and he was, he's happy to get another win, but I could tell he was disappointed. He didn't want to win that way. He didn't want that to happen, and like Andy said, it's just part of the game. Sometimes shit like that happens, But again, you can't take that win away from Joe, because he didn't do anything wrong. He picked Johnny up. He slammed him. Johnny got hurt. So that's just what happens.
And I know Johnny talked to me afterwards. He just basically was like, to be quite honest, I didn't think he lifted me as high as he did. So then when I went to post, I didn't realize how high in the air he was. So, obviously, that just shows the wrestling prowess. Though we remember Party, come up short in his only loss at Memorial Hall in the last outing against Valdina. If you go back to that fight, he was churning it up in the later rounds with his wrestling. The Party, though we call it a Legends match and this, that, and everything, he's got a lot still in the tank, even though he was talking about this is his farewell tour and only has, a couple more left. I think he's selling himself short. He's still got it.
Yeah, he's definitely still at a high level.
So moving on to our main event, Joey Guns, Joe Poirier taking on Isaiah Torres. What did it look like, Cage Shot, guys?
Yeah, Joey Guns had a great first round, took the back and dominated. Really had Isaiah Torres in a world of trouble, where he had to dig deep and survive. A couple of those rear naked choke attempts were nasty. A few of them were deep, and the ones that weren't deep were nasty face cranks that you've seen guys tap to, but not Isaiah Torres. He just dug it out, survived the round, knew it was going to start on the feet, and then with veteran composure, started kicking the legs, placing his jab nicely. His hands started flowing. And then when it hit the ground again, his strikes from the back he was in the fight always, no matter how much danger he was in. And to take on Joey Guns Poirier in your Cage Titans debut and a title shot out the gate and to throw up a triangle that fast, I've never seen a triangle locked in that fast in my life. It was so fast. It was one of the slickest submissions, just pure submissions. Like sometimes it takes like 3-4 chained attempts before that final one slaps in like that. But no, this was just a beautiful setup, foot on the shoulder, negating some ground and pound, and then it was done. It was crazy how quick Isaiah Torres threw that triangle up. And yeah, he's the new champion by second round submission, and that's going to be certainly in the running for submission of the year. You go back and watch the tape, you got to still frame that to break down the technique of how he threw it. And you know, he demonstrated a lot in that fight in terms of being able to keep composure, because you know when Joe Poirier takes you back, it's up Schitt's Creek, and Isaiah Torres survived with a capital S and capitalized on the momentum shift in the second round to capture the belt in dynamic fashion. A true highlight reel finish. So kudos to the champion, Isaiah Torres, and he's keeping that belt nice and warm at home in Colorado right now. And yeah, it was outstanding.
Perfect. And the way not only the way he slapped it on, but the way he cut the angle right away and scooped the leg. I mean, you couldn't. That's textbook perfect triangle. Look at this. Oh my God. Yeah, great. And you know, he definitely lost that first round, but Isaiah was never out of the fight. He was active the entire time. And yeah, that second round when he landed that triangle, that was perfect.
Yeah. I stopped on this picture. I wanted to give a quick shout out to the Ring Girl crew. We got a lot of compliments on the Ring Girls. Give them a little time to shine. So there you go. The Ring Girls. I don't even know the new girl's name, so maybe Richie, you can help me out. Right to left.
That's Lauren, Ashlyn, Lexi, and Morgan. Yes.
No, the first one's Lauren, then Ashlyn, and then Lexi and Morgan.
That's what I said.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go. Isaiah said I won the first round 10-8.
Hey, you know. Can't argue with the champ.
Yeah, the champ says what he wants to say, and we got you, champ. I'm telling you, man, Isaiah Torres and his team, his aunt, I believe it was as well. She was a tremendous asset to him and his squad, bringing them all out here, getting them all out there. It was nice to see him and the family. You know, a lot of times when you get these out-of-staters, they come out solo or with one corner. He had some great family support behind him. You know, and they were out there in full support. And I know it was a far trip. And, you know, I hope they enjoyed their time in New England, because the champ will be back, and we hope soon. So many more trips for the champ out here and see what we can put together for him. But, yeah, man, overall, great night, man.
Yeah.
Another one in the books. Historic with the amount of finishes. And that's probably the quickest amount of fight time. You go down the line that you hit the stopwatch and time all these fights. It's definitely got to be a record for shortest amount of actual fight time in the cage.
Yeah, we got out of there quick.
Yeah.
We started an hour late, got out an hour early.
Didn't we have last event where we had all but one a finish?
No, there's always been a couple of decisions.
No, I thought only one fight went to a decision last show, but I could be wrong. Who knows?
I don't remember.
Either way, all right, Richie, I'm going to go down the line before we let. Favorite moment from Cage Titans 72?
Oh, God. I mean, for me personally,
it looks like Isaiah already has August 30th. He's already on the books for a fight at Sparta 106. So he already has a fight coming up. Crazy.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Yeah. All right, favorite moment.
Yeah, for me personally, I'm a little biased because he's my guy, but Sahib getting the win was big for me. But other than that, just the whole not just the highlight reel knockout of Jay Curley, but just that feeling of electricity in the air of the crowd just being absolutely electric. That was quite a moment.
What about you, Lila? You're always kicking around there.
I have to say I'm biased too, because we had to go through it together the night before. But I really enjoyed Jake Kasky. That's his name. His fight. I really enjoyed that fight. That was a good fight.
Tristan Wood won that one. That was a great fight. I gotta give the shout out to Jason Hurwitz there. That was a crazy one, man. You don't see so much happen in 20 seconds like that. Yeah, Javier Costa has been dying for this moment and to bounce back in there, and he was a man on a mission in there, and he planted Hurwitz, but Hurwitz bounced back up, and it was crazy. I really love that fight a lot. That's always going to stick out, just how quick the tides turned there, and then that was one of the 1-2 punch that led into Ty Michelle and Xavier Cardona, which is another one that's going to be cemented in one of my all-time favorite fights. That was nuts. The fact that those two one-round wars happened back and forth, I don't mind calling both of those my favorite moment because it was still only one round compared. You take them in total, it was only one round of a fight. Two totally different fights, but I'm talking about that as like that set. That was the appetizer that really set the stage for the rest of the night. And while I'm on it, Anthony King was the first fight because it was just first round finish. Bum, 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 bum. You never see shit like that. So
I can't say much because I really don't watch any of the fights. I'm so busy running.
We're relying on you. You're the only one that's just glued, so you see everything. But for me, Andy and I talked about this for a while before we came on air today. And maybe even Richie and I did a little bit yesterday. Like, I don't really get to watch the fights, but I kind of feel the energy. And it's like, how many times was I in the middle of doing something and I heard the crowd explode?
Yeah.
And I had to stop what I was doing to go get a view of a TV or the cage and slap somebody being like, what did I miss? What happened? Yeah. And I got to tell you, for me, this might be one of those cards that I had to do that the most on the,
I agree.
on the card.
Yeah.
And I even said to Andy, I felt like I lost a little energy towards the end. I felt like the ending of the cards and the main card was a lot less eventful. And Andy kind of had to correct me. He was like, "No, it wasn't." He was like, "Fucking right." Like, so he had a great fight, but I'm like, it was like I just felt like the opening of the show. Every time I went to go do something, it was crowd screaming and what happened. And I don't know what happened, and I had to find out. So that's what stands out to me about Cage Titan 72. Really,
that's what happens when you have a bunch of 30-second or less finishes. So that's just a nuts, crazy night. And we're on to the next. Can't wait to see how the matchups go for Cage Titan 73.
Really appreciate you all. Is a well-oiled rig, most organized and very welcome. Excellent job from Team Torres. Thank you so much. You know, we really pride ourselves. I mean, I said leading into this fight, the future, the past, and everything, and even the Legends fights. This is just truly it. Like, and hearing from you, Team Torres, like, let's be real. Regional promotions were hometown guys beating up out-of-staters or taxi cab drivers, and Johnny Cupcakes was with us since the beginning. So that was the past. And then like the party really ushered in an era of Cage Titans isn't a regional promotion of normal where you just see the hometown ticket seller beating somebody up. The party was where it ushered in where the out-of-stater could become a star, number one. And the out-of-stater can become a fan favorite here because our fans are just excited for good, entertaining fights. So like that was it was interesting. And now we got another guy in like Torres. I'm sure he gained some fans with that performance. And I'm sure everybody's gonna be looking forward to seeing him come back. So this really was the past and the future, and I think the future really delivered as my favorite moments was so many oh shit moments from the undercard. And in the present, the time is now. You have Saheeb Jackson still undefeated, Jared St. Jean still undefeated, Ozzie Martin still undefeated. They're the current the next level prospects. So yeah, man, it's an exciting time for Cage Titans. Valdina tipped off that he'd be coming back in September. Hoping the juice is back in September. Joe Poirier has already been in my inbox about trying to get back in September. Joe Giannetti, Skeletor, a big crowd favorite, is going to be looking to get back. We've already been talking about some matchups. Working on Piersma, getting the Piersma, the welterweight champ. We might have an instance where we have every amateur title fight defended. Josiah Fry, already talked to him and his team today. We already reached out to Ash Rao. We already heard Kadu Lane's call for it. Eric Wynn's already calling for the featherweight title. And he's back in September. And we know Eric Zane vacated the lightweight so he could go down to featherweight. So that could be a matchup we're looking at. Curly didn't take any damage. He wants to be back. Like, you might see an incredible thing going on in September. So, yeah, man, good time to be alive at Cage Titans. And we'll see what happens. We'll see. I don't even know if it's in 10 weeks. Is it 10 weeks?
No, it's an 8.
It normally is.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we're 8 weeks away.
8 weeks away.
And I'm going to tell you next week, just to leave you guys on a cliffhanger. We kind of all know in the room, but we got something big in the works for September.
Yes, we do.
13th, Cage Titans. We tried to do something. COVID canceled something big that we had working on. And it's time that we bring it back. So we got something going. We're going to announce next week. I'll just tell you, it's going to be fun, and you guys have been looking forward to it. So we're gonna drop it next week. All the details. So until next week, leave you with that cliffhanger.
All right, finally, we're gonna log off. It's been 2 hours. I'm still gonna catch up on sleep, for fuck's sake.
Peace out.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. Have a good weekend and our week. Andy doesn't want to be in. I'll say bye to Richie and Lila as well. And then I'll say everybody else.
I don't know how
All right, guys.
I don't know how to do
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be done. I don't care. I would talk to you guys all night, but clearly it's been a long one. I'm going to go try to watch a movie, relax, and then tomorrow I'm back to work, matchmaking. A lot of times I always take time off, and in between shows, I'll usually take a week off, and it's like, don't hit me up. We're hitting the ground running. There's no time off. Tomorrow morning, flood my inbox, hit me up. I'm matching fights, and we're going to get going. We're just getting right back to action. This high is so high. I'm still floating, man. We got some good stuff working. So yeah, hit me up. What's going on, Tyler Pimentel? And we will be back next Monday with Table Titans. There's no more time taken off on Table Titans either. This summer we took some time off on Mondays, and we're just gonna get back to it every Monday. Lock it in. 8 o'clock Monday night. We're talking 8 to 10 tonight, 10:20. Gage Luby, hit me up tomorrow as well. Inbox is open. Let's get matching. Thank you guys for getting amazing. I'm closing the book officially. Cage Titans 72 is done. We're done talking about it. More pictures will be posted tomorrow and the rest of the week. But for all intents and purposes, Cage Titans 72 closed. We look forward to Cage Titans 73, September 13th. And I also got an update on Ring Titans that will be here for next week as well. So thank you so much. With a Red Hot American Night. And that song's put to bed. No more, Nick. No more Red Hot American Night. See you guys later.